So welcome back to another episode of FIFA History. Today we're doing something different, and unfortunately there's no Elgato to record this console, but we are on the Sony PSP, the PlayStation Portable, and we're taking a look at FIFA 08. Now I've done my FIFA 08 video in the past, and that was on the Xbox 360. Today's one is different, it's on the PSP, but I'm going to focus on Career Mode on the PSP because this one had pretty much everything you could dream of. If you enjoy the video, leave a like for me. If you're new around here and you want to see more FIFA history videos, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. So the PSP had a very simple layout. It didn't have the graphics performance of even your mobile phone today. Like, the loading times were pretty bad. That's the only thing that really hinders it, and even the graphics now don't compare to a console edition. But, you know, at the time, as a kid, it was what we had, and, you know, we made do, and we put up with all the quirks. But, you know, the Career Mode, at least EA did something good with it back in the day. Welcome to Manager Mode. Live the life of a football manager. Choose your club and manage them to the new heights of glory. Develop your veteran players and foster the stars of tomorrow from the youth academy. Use your skills in the transfer market to do big money transfers and play your club or manage them from the sidelines using the visual sim. So this was the setup page for Manager Mode. There was so many different types. I want to see how many. There was 21 different types, and in FIFA 19 Career Mode you only get like those 6 or 7 people. You could be women as well. You could be a woman manager if you wanted to. There's a few different kinds of women, and there's also men as well. Heaps to choose from, and I think there was one person for everyone. So we start off with an article from The Sun. Now, The Sun is not really a reputable company, in my opinion, based on what I've seen online and stuff, but, you know, back in the day it was a part of Career Mode, and the good thing about this one is that it actually starts with an article that makes sense, you know. So it starts with, is this a joke? Where did Manchester United find this guy? And I like that, because you're starting Career Mode as a person with no experience, hasn't managed before. It shouldn't be an article about you, how you're going to win the Champions League just because you did a good job interview. I'd rather an article that says, you know, what the hell are Manchester United doing hiring this guy? Where did they get him from? And once you passed the newspaper stage, you got met with the sponsors. Now, I really love this feature. I hope they bring it back, because it's just an extra way to make revenue in the game. And it also makes sense, you know. Clubs in the real world have sponsors, and I don't care if they're generic companies or real companies. I'm not sure if these are even real. I don't think they're real here, but maybe I could be wrong. But each sponsor gave you different funding per game. If you won the league or something, you would get different bonuses. You would get a loyalty bonus as well. And basically, you would have to go through each one and see which was best for you, depending on how well you think you could do during the season. And now we get met with the pre-season friendly matches. Now, if you select yes, you get to pick 4 different teams from, I think, any league you wanted to that was in the game. Yeah, if you wanted to book with Arsenal or Aston Villa, any league, any team you wanted, you could do that. Let's say I wanted to do Arsenal. Your invitation has been accepted. That's pretty good. There was no pre-season tournaments back then. You could just basically choose whichever teams you wanted to. So if you wanted to play against Juventus, you could do that as well. Just big teams, small teams, whatever you liked. And of course, there was a feature called fan support as well, and that would show you how well your club is doing in the eyes of your supporters. Higher fan support would allow you to increase your ticket prices and maintain good levels of attendance. When fan support is low, you may have to decrease prices to attract fans back to the stadium. So this is another feature I hope they add back. Very, very practical feature, and it makes sense as well, you know, because football is about the fans, and Career Mode at the moment doesn't really acknowledge the fans. And then we had the scouting feature, and let's see the continents. You could do Asia, England, you know, the usual stuff that we're used to. And you could do offensive roles and all that stuff. You could do specific positions as well, which is something you can't do in FIFA 19 Career Mode anymore. So if you wanted to just look for a right back, you could do that. And here is the youth academy. We've got a guy here called Clegg. But the cool thing about this one was the expected growth curve. Now in Season 1, he is 60 overall, but by Season 5, he would be 68 minimum, which means, you know, it gives you a good indication of how the player is going to grow. In FIFA 19 Career Mode, we don't even get these expected growth curves. And then, of course, was the staff upgrades. You guys have already seen a lot of this. Different kinds of things. The negotiator as well. Upgrading your negotiators will help you bring better talent to the club for less money. There was better scouts. You could do medical staff, which recovers your players quicker from injuries and fatigue as well, which is something that is useful in FIFA 19 because the amount of scheduling that is in the game right now, where you have to play back-to-back games, we need this kind of medical staff feature. And here was the financial prediction section. Pretty basic, but the main thing is you could adjust your ticket prices if you wanted to, low, medium or high, and that would just generate different kinds of budgets for you because you would make more money or less money. And if you felt like changing your currency during the game mode, you could also do that as well. And this is what it looks like, the pre-match hub, where you can change your ticket prices if you wanted to, which is pretty cool. And then there's also the simulate match feature, which is bringing you the visual sim. Now this is my favorite one. The quick sim is just your standard sim where you don't really see much of the game, it just tells you the score. Visual sim is fantastic, so let's take a look at that one. They need to bring this one back. And it basically puts you in like a football manager handheld setting where, you know, there's highlights that come up and you can see the scores. It tells you little goal highlights and stuff. And there's also the ability to make changes on the go during the sim. And if I wanted to do that, you just press circle. And let's say Giggs was having a shocker today. You could put some other guy in. It takes a long time because the loading time is pretty bad. But let's put Nani on. And there you go. The match actually continues with the substitution. From here, if you don't want to do much more simulation, you can just do quick sim and it'll sim the rest of the game from there. But if you really wanted to, you could intervene into the match. So I'm losing 1-0 now. And it says, do you want to intervene? Yes, I do. It basically starts loading from there. And it will take you right to the point where the match is at the moment in the visual sim. And this is just a really cool feature, you know. So we're just going to finish the rest of the game. The difficulty might be a little bit hard, and it's obviously going to be hard to play with the camera focusing and stuff, but I'm going to do my best. There's only another 20 minutes left on it. Now, when it comes to the gameplay and stuff, the current gen consoles are much better. The licensing, the whole gameplay experience, the dribbling, you know, everything's better on that. And how did he miss that? But yeah, the best thing about the PSP versions of FIFA was that Career Mode was good. It had all the features you would dream of. And also you could take it anywhere with you. Like the PSP was my companion for a good 4 or 5 years. You can take it on the bus, you can take it anywhere. It's like the Nintendo Switch of today. Tevez picks it up, plays it through. Can we grab a goal? Oh, hits the bar and goes out. Unbelievable. And it looks like we might not get much more time here. Rooney lays it off to Ronaldo. Take it down the line maybe. See what we can do. Oh no, that's not a good pass. Oh, we lose it again. Yeah, the gameplay's not that easy, you know. It's pretty hard actually. Especially if you're used to current gen consoles. But you get a lot of added time for what it's worth. Gives you a lot of time to score in injury time. Tevez is through. Can we grab a goal here with Tevez? Oh, how did he miss? Come on. Check out Wembley Stadium on the PSP FIFA 08. The graphics weren't the best, but at the time you didn't know anything better, so you really appreciated it. And we made do with what we had at the time as well. But obviously nowadays, the graphics are much better. The whole presentation as well. You can't beat the current gen consoles in terms of that, but you know, at the time we didn't know anything better. Now this was a feature in FIFA 08 and it's not in FIFA 19 anymore. If you wanted to change your captain during a game, you could. So right now Neville was the captain. If I wanted to give it to Ronaldo, you could actually do that, no questions asked, and the armband would change. And in FIFA 19 it doesn't happen. You sub your captain off, it goes to some random player and you can't change it. So after losing the Community Shield final, my job security apparently went up, but my fan support went down by 4, so not a good start to the season. And there you go, I made 239,000 from that match as well. Oh, this one was another great thing as well. Internal memos. Angry supporters calling to complain. Now these are things where the game would just give you different situations and you had to respond the way you would think is appropriate. And every response triggers like fan support or board confidence and stuff. It's a fantastic feature they need to bring back as well. So let's take a look at this situation. Some of the more wealthy and influential Man United supporters have contacted the club to voice their concerns. They are demanding a plan of action. Personally contact each supporter who called and outline how you plan to improve. Create a nice template letter to send off to them. Do nothing. It isn't really the place for a coach to be meddling in team business affairs. Well, I don't think I want to do that. I'll personally contact each supporter. And after you do a response, you would get an email, and basically it gives you the result. So most of those who you contacted are happy to have some attention paid to them and are pleased with the chance to hear firsthand about your plans. Fan support went up by 4 and job security went up by 4. Fantastic feature. And the PSP versions of FIFA didn't just have a good manager mode, they also had different game modes like juggling, wall attack as well, and just different things to keep you entertained. And I played so many hours of this game. I loved the PSP versions of FIFA, they were fantastic. But that pretty much sums up our tour of FIFA 08, manager mode specifically. But let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up for me. Do you still have your PSP? Are you going to try it out yourself if you have FIFA 08? Let me know down below. And if you need something else to watch, make sure you click the card right now. It will take you to a FIFA 20 news episode where We talk about different kinds of rumors and confirmed stuff in episode 4.